Hello my beautiful people, welcome to Stop Moaning with your host, it's me, Meg Hall-Trainor. Please like, share and subscribe if you're enjoying the podcast. I know it ain't started yet, but get ahead of yourselves, why not? And while you're there, give us a 5-star review, will ya? Right, let's get on with it. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Stop Moaning. I hope you've had a good week. Thanks for joining me again. It's been a pleasure. Third episode now, guys. It is going past fast. And can I just say as well, I know it sounds a bit weird, but this is actually really helping me. So obviously where I'm dealing with the pain and stuff each day, it's giving me a really good distraction. And I am completely deaf, completely deaf. I know I have a hearing problem anyway, but I am utterly deaf. I cannot hear my own voice. So I've just got to hope and pray I am not shouting down your ear hole. But if I do shout down your ear hole, I am deeply sorry because I don't know how loud I'm speaking or how quiet I'm speaking. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Happy Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day, everyone. So happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're having a great day. And if you're spending it with the one that you love, then congrats. I'm just spending it with me and my dog and my cat. Been 5 years since I've received a Valentine's card. Next year, I've decided I'm going to buy myself my own Valentine's card. Might even get myself and treat myself to a box of chocolates. Do you know what? I might even go all out. I might take myself on a spa break. Tell them that it's a honeymoon suite, but it's just me, myself and I. Could absolutely do that. No one's stopping me. So, with Valentine's Day being... well, it would have been yesterday by the time you listening to this. So with Valentine's Day being yesterday, I think it's really important just to highlight some important stuff, the different thoughts that might go through your mind on Valentine's Day. And I know I think it's quite a vulnerable day actually, Valentine's Day, because I think people that don't have a partner or did have a partner and they don't anymore, it can be really difficult, or it can be really refreshing and uplifting because you realise how much better off you are without that person. So, for example, for me, this is more of a reflection day for me, Valentine's, because it's really a day where I can see actually how far I've come and how much I've learnt in myself and how much I know now about myself that I didn't know before. And I think it's just super important to highlight those facts. So for example, for me, every time I've been in a relationship or seeing someone or whatever it is, always found myself changing myself almost to fit their narrative of what the perfect girlfriend is. So there'll be certain things I'm quite a hyperactive person, but there'll be I was with someone once that really just liked me being boring and normal, as they like to call it. So naturally, I would bring myself down to their level. Well, actually, I was fine as I was. And even down to parents, I was always trying to, not that they even made me feel that I had to, they would always love me no matter what. I always was people pleasing with them, almost making out that sometimes I was better than I was. And I know I am good enough as I am now, whether before I didn't know that. It was an insecure thing. And I know now when people are people pleasing, I can spot it a mile off, because you think, okay, so for example, right, your friends invite you out for a night out, but it's actually not something that you enjoy doing. It might be something that's really not your cup of tea. So for example, not that it would happen to me now, but if I got invited out to a club, absolutely I'm saying no. So I can't stand it anymore. I used to love it, absolutely can't stand them anymore. If I was to say yes, I'd be people pleasing then, because it would just be, oh well, I don't want to come across like this, I don't want to come across like that. It doesn't matter how you come across. If it's something you don't want to do, you don't want to do it. And it goes for everything in life. Don't sort of fit yourself and bring yourself down to fit someone else's level. You are perfect as you are. So that goes for relationships, friendships, literally anything in life. You should never ever, if you feel like you're having to bring yourself down to match them, or bring yourself down so you don't disappoint them, or so you don't get in an argument, get yourself out of there and find someone that appreciates you for exactly who you are. And if you don't find someone, keep waiting. Don't waste your time. That's what I'm doing. I'm not wasting my time on anybody that doesn't see my worth, doesn't see me for who I truly am, actually takes interest in what I like, what I don't like, really just, to be honest, worships the ground I walk on, because I absolutely deserve it now. I've kissed enough frogs, so that's what I like to see for myself. And until I find that, I will stay single. I have no issue being single, at all. And I think if you can take anything from this, I think it's to embrace yourself. Like, I love being single, and it's more so because I can really find that time to work on myself, and that's never going to stop with me now. I never worked on myself as hard as I am now, ever. And it's from going through experiences, and you have to experience the bad as well. Like, I think that is part of life. It should be part of life. So if you don't experience the bad stuff, then how are you ever going to know that that's like the start of something bad or the start of something good? Like, you learn from that, and you can pick up on, okay, so at the beginning of, if it's a bit of love bombing, you don't want to go near that. Like, I can see, I'm very emotionally aware, and I'm very emotionally mature as well, and I think that's really important, and that's something I've learned. I've not always been emotionally mature. I have always been very advanced in my emotional capacity, but that's just from experiences. Some people haven't had the experience of, like, their parents splitting up, for example. They've not experienced trauma, whether I have, and I think that that's important to put out there. Like, I'm not just, giving out this advice. I'm not a qualified, counsellor, therapist, or anything like that. I've just been through a hell of a lot in my life. I can help someone out there that's dealing with maybe something similar, or something that they do not know how to deal with things. I'd love to help if I can. I might not help you, but all I can do is tell you how I experienced things and how I got myself through it, because I think I am proud of myself, like how far I have come. Like, I would just apologise, for example, in an argument, just to accept that, oh, I'm wrong. When actually, no, I'm not wrong. That other person's wrong, and they're just too stubborn to back down. And that's not my problem. That's their problem. And that's where, like, people pleasing and other stuff comes into play. Because it's like, actually, whose problem is this here? Because you don't agree with me and you're having a tantrum. Is it actually my problem because I have a point you don't agree with, or is it just that we have two different opinions? That's where you can really look at that, instead of going then retracting on what you said and sort of beating yourself up and saying, oh no, don't worry about it, like, your side is better. You should believe in yourself, that everything you believe, your gut feelings, everything is right. It won't always be right, but you can believe that it is, or at least believe in yourself that you're thinking things for a reason, or whatever this can be for relationships, friendships, work, anything in life. And I think it's just important that to know your self-worth. I did not know my self-worth, and that's where the people pleasing came in. I wanted to please everyone. I wanted to be everyone's best friend, and everyone was my best friend. They weren't, but I was like, oh yeah, they're my bestest friend ever. Like, I do this and I do that, and actually they weren't my bestest friend ever, because if you actually look at the friendship on paper, I was doing everything for them. They weren't giving me the same love back. I was just giving all my love out, giving it all out, and be like, yeah, they're my best friend ever. They're my best friend ever. Oh, we are BFF. We've got matching bracelets that they don't wear, but I do. When you're in friendships, relationships, you've really got to look at things on paper, on black and white, and go, right, what do I give them and what do I receive back? I got told to shush once on a date, and I was like, oh, okay, sorry. Why am I saying sorry? All it was is I got excited about something, and I went a little bit high on the decibels in my speech, and it was just like, oh my goodness. Like, that was it. It wasn't like anything crazy, and I got told to shush. I should not have backed down. I should have walked out there, not gone, oh, okay, sorry. That we did not go on a second date, but, that's not okay. Like, you should never be told to shush, especially on a first date. And it's just like, that is an example of myself. I brought myself down to their level and was like, okay, no problem, I will shush for you. Like, do you want your shoes polished while I'm at it? I love goals. I love working towards goals. It was always fitness goals. It was always hitting PBs. It was always, leg press. How much can I lift today? Or whatever it is, that was always my goal. Or physique goals, anything. I always was working towards a goal. So now it's really difficult because there's not many goals I could work towards. So all I've gone for is I'm going to be the best version of myself I have ever been. And to be honest, I think I am there with my mental health and how I am as a person. Like, I don't feel like I have to impress everyone all the time. If I miss your phone call and I know it's not important and I'm not in a rush to call you back because I'm busy, I'm not going to stop everything I'm doing to call you back. I'll call you back when I can. Like, things like that, I would just drop anything I'm doing. Anything I'm doing is not important. Whatever you want is more important. And it could be just a chat. It could just be like, hi, and then after you only realise, I stopped what I was doing just to have a chat with you, which is fine. I enjoyed the chat. That chat could have waited till after you've done your thing, and then you'd have all the time in the world to talk to that person. Just look after number one. Anyway, longest introduction to the podcast ever, and it's a pretty self-absorbed introduction to the podcast, but I just wanted to put it on there that it's important to work on yourselves, ourselves, and especially on a day like today, remember your self-worth of today, yesterday, whatever day it is, I don't know, Valentine's Day, right? Valentine's week, we'll call it, right? Especially a week like this week, it's important to know your self-worth. Do not settle for less. And the people that really want to be in your life will stay in your life and they will show you. I really believe in actions over words. Literally, someone could say anything to me. That's all I did before. I used to fall for the words, and actually the actions pretty much never ever matched up, and that is something that I will always go for now. You can say whatever you want to me, and to be honest, I don't trust the words you say until I see the action. I'm not believing a thing. So something that did make me think about Valentine's Day as well is, how is Valentine's Day with a disability? Obviously, I've not been on a date since having a disability. My dating world, if I was to go on a date, I'd want to do something fun. I want to do an activity date. Now, I can't do that activity date. It's very difficult for me to kind of adapt and be like, right, so I have to just go for a meal. I find that boring, personally. And me as a person enjoys activities, enjoys something fun. So it's quite hard for me now. And plus, dating isn't on the cards for me anyway. Obviously, I'm on the crutches and stuff. I can't remember who it was, but someone said to me once, do people not look at you? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't care. The only time I care, and I'll be completely honest, the only time I care is if they go out their way to make a comment or something like that, then it can affect me, of course. But people actually looking at me with a crutch, couldn't care less. That's why I got a pretty funky crutch. I've got like a bright green one. I wanted to stand out. I want to absolutely own this disability, and I want to look the best I possibly can doing it. Why not own it? Like, if you're in a wheelchair, jazz up your wheelchair, make it part of you. Like, your disability shouldn't define you. You should define a disability. Does that make sense? We're gonna go with it. You should make it part of you. Don't see it as an inconvenience. See it as, do you know what, this is really cool. Like, I get like a really cool chair, like I can put stickers on it or whatever. Just make it you. Make it part of you. And anybody that's got a problem with it clearly shows a lot more about them than it does you. Anyone that can't see past it, it's just simply not worth your time. If you can take anything from this, it's just embrace your disability, embrace who you are, and absolutely own it. I asked how, any bad dates or good dates with a disability. So this person's written in and has gone, it was not that bad. That don't sound good. But a guy wanted to go with me to the bathroom. Whoa, God. Frisky. And to see how I manage things, I don't have legs, and use a wheelchair. That's a bit weird. We was in a restaurant, each to their own, but have some bloody respect. If it is a first date, come on now. That's just disrespectful, I think. Next one. Okay, so this was where, like, have you found it difficult dating since you've had a disability? Have you found anyone judges you? That kind of vibe. So, personally, it's felt easier to weed through the arseholes now that I'm disabled. For disability, I didn't have very good filtering, and plenty of nice guys turned out to be monsters. Completely agree with that, to be fair. But now I talk a lot about my life as a disabled person when I'm getting to know someone online. That's a really important thing, I suppose, to think about, is obviously if you're newly disabled or anything like that, to make it clear to them that you do have a disability and how you navigate through life, because that's sort of something that, you know, you've got to sort of figure out together, like where you guys can slot in, will you work together or not? You know, if their life involves lots of hikes, are you able to do that with them or not? I think that's like certain things, like, but there's always adaptations for everything. So, I've heard people with kids say, if your new partner likes your kids, that's great. But if your new partner always wants to be with your kids, that's a huge red flag. Well, yeah, a bit weird. I feel the same about my disability. If they take my lead on my disability, ask questions respectfully, and still treat me like a whole person, those are pretty good signs. But if they're creepily curious, pessimistic about limitations, too interested in carer roles, won't talk about anything other than my disability, or can't develop a relationship online before meeting, those are a hard no for me. I've had some luck finding very nice, caring people this way. To be honest, I think that's really good to have those standards in place, because, for example, for me, if someone was to, I keep referring to me so I don't know what else to refer to, but if someone was to ask me about, I said this on my Instagram the other day, like, I find it's really difficult, because like, if I meet someone that I've not seen in a while, or bump into someone that I've not seen in a while, or whatever, they can't seem to have a conversation with me unless it's about my disability, and I think that's really difficult. So I can't imagine what it'd be like if it was like a partner, and I think that is something that stops me, I know stops other people as well from getting themselves out there on the dating scene, because it's like, I've got to go through all the questions again about what happened to you, why you got crutches or wheelchair, whatever it might be, and then you've already been through that with the doctors and stuff, so why would you want to go through that with a partner? And especially if they're like constantly asking about it, and it's like, the thing is as well, people that don't know, people might think, oh, that's really nice though if they want to know about carers. You get a carer's allowance for being a carer, that's why they want to know. Extra dough. Bit of a rhyme. No, I just think I don't like that at all. I would hate that, and they would literally be bye straight away. Like, you know, there's more to you as a person than your disability. Your disability doesn't define you. Just to conclude that, I think that's really nice to know that actually going on a date as a disabled person in the disabled community with someone that's not, it actually helps filter them out. But then again, remember, the first date, second date, third date, it's all a highlight reel. I think really from the fourth date is when you see someone for who they really are. Are they still doing the things they did a month ago? Or have they suddenly stopped all of that? Like, I think that's important to look at. So this one, my date was deliberately 45 minutes late to test my interest. My date tonight was 45 minutes late. Now, punctuality is not a huge red line for me personally. It is for me. I hate it. Things happen. She said her mum called. Oh, it's a girl. She said her mum called unexpectedly and I had no issues. I had a drink and caught up on some messages because I'd had a busy day. The date went really well. And we talked about second, amazing. Both agreed. I joked, will you be on time next time? And she said, you know I did that deliberately. Then she explained she does it regularly to see if the guy is truly interested or will get up and leave. I found this a bit bizarre and makes me wonder what other tricks she might have in store. Am I overthinking it? No, I don't think so. I literally don't think so. I don't think you're overthinking it at all. Like, 45 minutes as well. It's not like 10 minutes, is it? Or 5 minutes. It's 45 minutes. Like, personally, bravo for waiting. I wouldn't have waited. I'd be like, bye now. Or I would have just eaten everything. And then by the time they arrived, I'd be like, well, I've eaten now. I'm not interested. Bye now. Ta-ta. Like, no. I just think it's a bit weird. Why would you do that? Why? Personally, don't understand what she would gain from that. like, you would gain more from actually arriving on the date on time. You would gain more from seeing the guy or the girl or whatever and actually getting to know them than just arriving 45 minutes late. We've missed the date, hon, haven't you? What a waste of time as well. Like, if that's the girl doing it, I really don't get it. So us girls, right, if you don't know, we obviously have to literally prepare ourselves, obviously with fake tanning or whatever for this date. Then do all your makeup, your hair. That takes time. So you're wasting your own time to then show up 45 minutes late, to then risk that person's actually gone. So what is the point in that? So, like, you would have done all your hair and makeup for nothing. Or you might not have. I don't know. I don't agree with it. Let us know what you think. I don't agree with that. I think that is sly. And yeah, you're right. It's like, it's game playing, isn't it? And I'm not into game players. I don't think a lot of people are. But I just think it's just, yeah, red flag. Because once, if that's on the first date, like, what other tricks has she got up her sleeve? And plus, it's a lie. She's already lied to you. When it's just you're running late, or I was actually purposely late. I was sitting there ready, waiting, like, what? What's she doing? This next one. I hate Valentine's Day. Oh dear. Simple as it is, I hate it. I hate it because it just reminds me of how much I fail. I spend so much time working, improving myself, and trying to put myself out there, but it's all for nothing. They never see me for who I am as a person, my character, and my dreams in life. All I'm ever seeing is a means to an end. They either want me for sex or just want to entertain themselves off my energy for a while. I don't think I believe in love anymore, at least not romantic love. Every girl I've met who's told me they loved me or showed interest in me is inevitably turned their back on me or betrayed my trust. And people tell me to be patient, but until when? When does it ever get better? What if this is the reality, where I wait 50 years and nothing ever happened? What if I wait and wait and wait some more till I'm tired and old with no more life left in me, only regret? I'm young, sure, but every year that passes by with no progress is another year less. I have to find what I want. That's a lot for one. Thank you for writing in. That's obviously really vulnerable and appreciate that. I think for one, you might be thinking a bit too much into it, and I think that might be not very good of me to say, but I think it's very accurate here. You know, we're talking about in 50 years time. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen next week. I think the best approach you can take to this is just work on yourself and believe in love. Like, love is a beautiful thing. Like, I believe it is. I don't know if I've ever really experienced it, like true love. I think I've experienced it once, but that's about it. But actually feeling the love from somebody else, like feeling that love replicated back to you, how you're giving it to them, you know, it's gratifying. And I think it's good that you're not settling and you're understanding that some people just want you for sex and that's it. And I think it's good that you're not settling, because imagine if you had just settled for someone like that, you're not going to be very happy, are you? And I think it's just important to understand what you want, keep doing the work on yourself, and I believe that this love will come. If you don't believe in it now, that's fine, it will come. You will believe in it again. And like you say, it's obviously in a romantic way, so you obviously believe in love for pets and love for your family and friends. I get that, but I think one day you will, in fact I know, I've just got a feeling that you will find love. Everyone's going to find love. And if you don't, then at least you've become the best version of yourself you possibly can. I think that that's really a big strength to have. And that's really good. That's fantastic. So don't beat yourself up. Like, just because you haven't found love now, just because you might not find love next year or the year after, but you will find it one day. And if you don't, then you've got the love of your friends and family. And don't let your life go on pause because you haven't found love. Like, go out there, do what you want to do, travel the world, enjoy your life to the best and the most you ever could. And I think you'll absolutely find love that way. You might find a love for life. Like, you know, just get out there, do your thing, and love will find you. How do you reject a guy who's really clingy and freaking you out? Oh, there's a big ick. Okay, so this is, okay, we're ready for this. Basically, I went on a date with a neighbour in my apartment. after one day, I'm already in a relationship. Red flag, red flag, red flag. And he's taking every green flag I give him and run a mile with it. It's been one weekend and I'm already overwhelmed and freaked out, honestly. I can imagine. I'll be reporting him to the police, the popo. No, hon, no. Nada. It's been one weekend and I'm already overwhelmed and freaked out. It's too much and I want out after agreeing to all of this. So I think I need more context. Did you agree to be his girlfriend after one date? Anyway, we'll carry on. I'm planning on staying at my parents' house for a day and texting him that I'm not ready for a relationship or something. I'm just not sure what to text. Okay, we're going to be making up a text here. We live super close by, like a few doors down, and I don't know how to cut this thing off. I'm just overwhelmed and don't have the social skills for this kind of thing. Edit. For the record, this was a terrible mistake. I know that now. It really seemed like a good idea at the time, not anymore clearly. So firstly, let's go for, obviously, it sounds like you've realised that it was a mistake. I'm hoping that you have left the guy now. But anyway, I've asked for a text message, so let's do a text message. So I would say, dear so-and-so, it's been really nice getting to know you, but I just don't feel the same, and leave it at that. Or you could do, you don't need to do anything drastic. Like, I think this is where you've got to, like, keep it simple, sweet, straight to the point. Don't do any of that, I'm just not feeling it right now, because that still gives them hope. Just go straight in. Like, look, I'm not interested. Wish you well, or wish you all the best. Don't be like, oh, you're such a lovely guy. 'Cause he's not, is he? Because he's stalking, he's being weird. Like, that's not a really nice guy, is it? That's obsessive. Or, just don't even do the whole thing of, it's me, not you, because it is him. Like, just be brutally honest, I think. Just cut it. I think that is going to be the most useful thing you can do. I think that's the best thing. Just completely cut it off. Or, and then if he continues on, pestering you after that, because I wouldn't be shocked if he does. Like, he seems like the type, where, when you message them and cut it off, and then they just don't accept the no, they're like, how dare they? Because they've either never been let down in their life, or they have, and that's all that keeps happening. Look at yourself, hun. That is why you keep being rejected. Look at yourself. But no, as for this, I think you just need to literally be brutal. You don't owe him anything else other than that. Don't do all the back and forth, replying back, oh, I'm really sorry. If it was at a different time, no, that's giving him hope. If it's I'm working on myself in a minute, no, giving him hope. I've just got to finish this degree and then no, giving him hope. Just literally cut it. Hopefully that helps. Get rid of him. Thank you for writing in, by the way. Everyone that's written in. It's been lush, isn't it? I've got through this episode really quickly. This episode's gone very quick this week. Remember, guys, thank you so much for listening. Again, it's another episode done. It's been a pleasure as always. And guys, remember, I am grateful for everyone that views this, shares this, likes this. The support, the messages I've been getting has just been so lovely. And I really, really do appreciate it. So thank you for that. And also, guys, if you are listening on Spotify, please give me a wonderful 5-star review if you don't mind. Because you must have enjoyed it, realistically, if you're still here. And of course, if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And of course, hit the like and share if you're feeling extra generous. Love that for you. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I shall see you next week. Bye. Please don't forget, if you are listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify, please give me a 5-star rating, please, because you must have enjoyed it if you're still here. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra nice, hit that like button. And of course, give it a share. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you same time next week.